When you think of discipline, a lot of the times it can seem boring and unattractive and not sexy because of how hard it is to stay disciplined and stay consistent. But I think you're coming at it from the wrong angle and looking at it from the wrong perspective, which is why I'm going to tell you my take on it that will hopefully shift your perspective so that you can effortlessly be disciplined and consistent after watching this video. So the first thing that is extremely important is to understand what discipline actually is. Like, what does it mean to be disciplined and live a disciplined life? And a lot of people, including myself for the longest time, thought it meant waking up at 4 a.m., getting an ice bath, and living like David Goggins in order to be considered disciplined. Well, it's not. What it actually means is prioritizing yourself, prioritizing things that are going to make you 1% better every single day. And I like to focus on 4 major things every single day, which are meditation, working out, reading, and working on my personal craft, which for me in this case is content creation. And as long as I'm doing those 4 things, no matter whatever or however I fit it into my day, that's considered living a disciplined life to me. And the reason I mentioned those 4 things that I do is because all 4 of them can be translated into your life and help you get closer to reaching your fullest potential in mind, body, and spirit, which is what we're all after. So that's what being disciplined is, doing those 4 things every single day, or at least making a list of what those 4 things are to you, which is where the hard part comes in, because you're not going to be performing at your best every single day. Some days the weights in the gym are going to feel heavier than usual. Some days your brain is going to feel foggy and you're not going to be able to portray your message as good as you want to. But at the end of the day, as long as you continue to show up regardless of how shitty you might feel, you will be taking a step forward and you will be putting your best foot forward, which will only get you closer and closer to the man that you want to become. But the issue is, we sometimes get so overwhelmed with the idea of discipline because we see it as this giant mountain that we're at the bottom of that we have to climb. But it's not. Because the reality is, you can be disciplined right now if you wanted to. It's a choice. And in fact, you're being disciplined right now listening to this video with no brain rot edits or anything like that. You could just as easily click off this video and go watch TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels or a Mr. Beast challenge or anything like that. But you're not. So without even realizing it, you're being disciplined right now. So why not choose to dedicate time in your day outside of learning and watching educational content like this to prioritize yourself in the other areas of your life that you want to improve in? Because once you start doing this, if you haven't already, it's genuinely so much fun because it's like a game where you get to experience the full aspect of life. And if that sounds appealing to you, living life to the fullest and being able to achieve everything that life has to offer, you're only going to get that when you choose to live as disciplined as you possibly can, because every single one of us has a starting point and an end point. The starting point being where you currently are right now, the end point being where you're trying to get to, and discipline being the vehicle that is going to take you from point A to point B. Now, with that being said, I do not think any of us will ever get to point B, which might sound terrible to some of you because you want that feeling of getting to the destination and you want that feeling of gratification. But I truly believe that our potential as humans on this planet is limitless. And because of that, every step that you take away from point A and every step that you take towards improving yourself, the version of you at point B also takes a step forward because you have now increased his fullest potential as well. But that's the fun part, because the very thing that makes life enjoyable and fulfilling, at least to me, is the process. Think of it like winning a championship in sports, for example. The only reason that the team that wins the championship is happy when it's all said and done is because of the process that it took to get there. All of the workouts, all the practices, all the late nights and the early mornings, battling injuries, etc., etc. The trophy doesn't mean anything without the prerequisite of the blood, sweat, and tears that it took in order to be worthy of that trophy. That's what makes it so valuable, and that's what makes all the things that we want in life so desirable, because you prove to yourself that you can do it. You prove to yourself that you are capable of the things that you want to accomplish. And let's stay on the sports example because I know a lot of you can relate to it. If I just gave you the championship trophy with your name printed on it and you didn't do anything to earn it or deserve it, it wouldn't mean anything to you, or at least it wouldn't mean nearly as much compared to if you played every single game that season, never missed a practice, did your own individual work on your free time. Like, you see what I mean? If you get everything handed to you in life, it's hard to appreciate what you have. But if you earn each and every single thing that you have in your life, that is where true fulfillment comes from. And that can only be achieved through living a disciplined life. Because I'll say it time and time again, Discipline is the vehicle that will get you from where you are now to where you want to go. And that's fun. At least it is to me, which is why I wanted to share this with you, because I want you to also experience the level of fun that I have each and every single day working on myself and getting 1% better every day. But with all of that being said, I want you to understand one last thing before I let you go. I am not perfect, and I don't want it to seem like I am, because I face the same struggles as you every single day. Most days I do not feel at my best, but I still try to beat my best every single day. Because even though perfection as a concept is unrealistic and probably unattainable, it's something that I'm still always pursuing every single day. Because rest in peace, as the late great Kobe Bryant once said, although I was chasing perfection and excellence, even though I knew I would probably never catch it, just the fact that I was willing to chase it, I knew I would defeat most of my competition, because most of my competition would never even think about chasing something that didn't have any guarantees attached to it. Therefore, I have the courage within myself to chase perfection, because I know what it will turn me into when it's all said and done. And just like the quote said, the people that I'm competing against and the people that you're probably competing against won't even try to chase it because it doesn't have any guarantees attached to it. And even though perfection is unrealistic and probably unattainable, do not let it push you away from at least striving to be the best version of yourself that you could possibly ever be. Because at the end of the day, that is fulfilling, that is rewarding, and it's going to come with its ups and downs along the way. But with time, you will learn to adapt and grow into a stronger and more competent version of yourself than you ever thought you could be. And with every milestone, every noticeable bit of progress, every peak of the mountain that you reach, the last thing that I recommend to you is to just take a second to look back and reflect on all that you have done up until this point, all that you have accomplished, all that you have overcome. And those little moments will be enough to keep you going when times get tough. But thank you for watching. I hope you found this one valuable today. Make sure you go claim all of your free stuff in the description before you go, and I will see you tomorrow, my friend.